Hi and welcome to another session of advanced readings. This is a technique that we use in spiritualism a lot, and it also inspired me when I had the oracle readings through the Nadi oracles, where messages were given to me thousands of years in advance. Mind-boggling stuff. And also, of course, it's used in when you're using clairvoyance by email reading and sometimes by telephone. You know things before the person calls you. So I'm inspired by this technique and I hope it helps you. There could be a message here for you today. So you'll see me working in blue light for this, because this is how the medium can get close to spirit. We often use a red or blue light in my circle, particularly if you're doing physical or trance work. Anyway, hope you enjoy these sessions. Okay, the first link I'm getting, I can hear a lady calling out to me, it's mum. It's mum. Okay, so obviously this is a link for someone whose mum's over there. And so the first thing she wants to show about herself to prove it's her it's not so much about her, but her husband, your dad, would keep birds. She's talking about keeping birds. We had birds, and I'm not just talking about a bird in a little cage like a canary. I feel like I've got a whole sort of big cage full of birds, you know, outside. It's an aviary, that's what I'm trying to say, yeah. So it's like an aviary she's talking about here. And she's given me a feeling that it was, when I go to the house where the aviary was at the back, I've got a big landscape there, because I can see countryside. So I don't feel if I'm in a town, it's a town that's got very big gardens, because I can see a lot of greenery around me. And she says that she was proud of her house, and that her house had a sort of lovely sort of size to it. It's one of those houses that has the big tall ceilings and the plaster work around the outside and the ceiling, you know, and the coving, but special sort of all nice, that old-fashioned sort of coving I can see here with her house, and the big bay windows she's talking about here, and the windows that you lift up with the slats and things, you know, with the strings down the side. And she loved all this house she had here because she was very proud of that. And I get the feeling that it had been in the family too, because I feel as if someone else in the family had lived there before. And it even had nearby, and I think it's been covered over, but she said there was a well in the back too that had been covered over. They found an old well that was there in the back garden. And so she's taking me and showing me the scene in the aviary there to identify herself. She says that when she was younger, she was a very good-looking woman as well, I have to say. She wants to sort of show herself as being a very smart and good-looking and quite slim, actually. But she put weight on as she got older, she says. And she says she died of cancer, unfortunately, and she's talking about a cancer condition that took her over. And she fought it hard, she says, and we won it a couple of times, but eventually took me, she says. And her mother too also had cancer, because she says it was breast cancer, because she's talking something about breast cancer here, which I think was her mother had that. So that would be your grandmother, the person receiving the message. And the person receiving this message, I'm trying to ask her to tell me something that's about you. Recently just been to the dentist. You've also you've been shopping, but you had to go back to the same shop 3 times. And I had to go back there 3 times to sort out. These are just little things just to prove who it is. These things happened to you recently. And she's saying she's all right. She's talking about Dad as well. I think she's trying to say that Dad's in the spirit with her. But she's giving a feeling that he looks very happy sort of fella. And was always one that would have a bit of a joke with people. Very blue eyes with him. In fact, she's got very distinctive eyes as well. I don't think her eyes are blue. I think she's got a very bright green eye to her. It's funny, when I connect with the spirit, I often see their eyes and not their face sometimes, but I see her eyes, very, very beautiful eyes, she says. And actually, although she was a bit superstitious about wearing things like green, she talks about somebody wearing green. So I don't know the person that's receiving this message is actually wearing green either at the moment, or maybe that's something to do with the shop. But she's talking about that. And I just want to give her love to you, actually. And she's talking about the days when she was on Earth were much simpler days without all this social media and everything. So she's talking about before the times of social media. So we must be going back a little bit now into the 90s, I expect, when she passed. And she's talking about her love of colour, I've got to say. She's talking about a love of colour. And who is it that's trying to be a painter or do something artistic with colour? It felt like paint to me, but she said it's more artistic, something artistic with colour. So the person receiving this message has understood this so far would also be doing something in your life with colour. And she says to me, you're trying to get on at the moment. You're trying to make a new break. And I get the feeling with this creativity is important too. And she's just given me this feeling of perseverance, keep going sort of feel with her. Because she wants to just encourage you to have a go. Have a go. That's what she says. Mum's saying, have a go. So maybe that message was for you, and if it was, please do leave a comment in the comments below on YouTube so that other people can recognize that this is real. I mean, if you look back at some of the older videos, you'll see that some of the most strange and obscure messages have been taken to the letter, and there's been some interesting stories that have developed once a person has made the comment. So leave a comment, and even if the message isn't for you, it's still a good idea to leave a comment, because this helps Spirit to connect with us and maybe get you a message next time. Okay, I've got another mum link now. This is a separate connection to the one I had before, but again I'm getting a feeling of a mother wanting to talk to her children here, and she's giving proof of herself by showing me a bracelet, and it looks it's quite a chunky sort of bracelet for a woman's. It looks almost like a watch strap because it's gold and it would have been expandable, so it's an unusual sort of bracelet because it feels wider than a normal bracelet because it's gold, and it feels like it's got pieces in it, like the pieces you get in a watch strap with lots of pieces one after another sort of thing here that she's showing me here. And this gives me, I get a sense with this also of an Indian feel to this as well. So I don't know, I think this lady had an Indian background, and I'm talking about Indian, you know, Hindu type of feel to her. And very, most Hindu girls have dark hair, but she's got dark hair, but she used to wear it kind of pulled tight round here. She used to wear it quite tight round her head and always wore it like that even as a young person. In fact, she shows her face as quite young, so although she's a mum, she's not old, you know. I feel she died quite young, really. When I say young, I'm talking about between 35, 40, that sort of age. She died quite young, and she used to love her jewellery because she's putting stuff on her ears and things, and the jewellery is still there. You keep the jewellery as a keepsake, and I feel as if I've almost taken the jewellery somewhere to do something, like if it's a Hindu type thing. I get the feeling I've done some puja with the jewellery or something when we've sent thoughts to Mum in the spirit. And so she gives me a very beautiful looking lady who passed too young, and she's talking about Amma, I think, as she's saying the name, Pali, something like that. These Indian names I wouldn't know. And she's talking about Raji in the family. Okay, so those names that I'm hearing, a little bit hard for me to understand them, but she wants to reach out to the person, and she said, you were thinking about me a few months ago, weeks ago in Diwali, okay, and that you it's as if you were thinking about her, and there was lighting some fireworks or something, thinking about her. She sparkles like this, you say. Okay, so there's some thoughts like that, and we were talking like that in the family at the time in Diwali. And I feel her, she was quite a humble sort of feel to her, but I feel she wants to give, at the same time she had a beautiful voice, you know, so she's a humble person but could sing beautifully if you could entice her to do it. Okay, so she's just bringing her thoughts to you and bringing her memories to you, and she had a very modest side to her personality, I want to say, and she's reaching out to the girls because although she died young, I feel she had 3 children, at least 3 children. I think 2 of those children are girls, and the girls are getting older now, and she wants to reach out to the girls because you're having a good time, you're enjoying Western style life, I feel she's saying here, but also remember the modesty, the importance of being discreet. And that's the sort of feeling I get with her. That was her nature, and I just feel she's sending her love to the family, and she knows you were thinking of her, and her spirit draws close to you now. I feel I've got to give a communication here from a young man who's giving me the name Keith, and he tells me that he passed very quickly to spirit and he was taken suddenly, and I'm getting the sense here of it's like an accident of some sort. I think he's trying to tell, yes, it's motorcycle. He showed me motorcycle accident from this Keith, right? And Keith as a character, I feel very, very humorous, very sharp, very perceptive, could jump onto a comment and turn it into something funny just like that. That's the feeling I get with Keith here. And he, but there's this witty, sharp, people might sometimes find a bit annoying side to him, but I also sense with him a very kind person underneath it all too, someone that was very kind, and would do something good for you without letting the world know. It's like kindness that we would do something nice, and he would play it down, you know. So there's this lovely side to Keith, who passed unfortunately from, he came off the motorbike because he shows me he must have broken his neck, because I get pains in my neck when he's talking to me as I feel the helmet's broken his neck. So he tells me that he went fast, quickly, and I don't think they even got into hospital. I feel he's gone, he's out of his body the moment it happened. So he's trying to say this because it was a bit of a gruesome accident, because his face was damaged too. But he's showing himself perfectly all right now and wants to say, I'm better, I'm mended, I'm who I am, you know, and he's still got his witty self. Because he died young, so his mum, I feel, really suffered, because it's nothing worse than losing a child at any age, you know, and I just feel that he's giving me this feeling I want to reach to mum, who is kind of almost carrying a guilt for still being alive, and he's saying, don't be like that, because he's very close to his mother, and would pull her leg a lot and joke a lot, but still had a lot of respect with it underneath it all, underneath all this banter is what I feel with him. And he's trying to show me something here. What's he trying to show me? Oh, there was something about the accident. There was an inquest because something wasn't quite right, and it wasn't just about a motor thing. There was a criminal thing that was going on here. That there was something going on that caused the accident. Nothing to do with him, but there was something going on that had a criminal feel to it. Someone was doing something wrong. I don't know if there was a stolen car, perhaps. Something like that is the feeling I get with this as well. But he's saying to let go of all that, let go of that, because he's all right now. He's moved on, as it were, from the anger, because there was a lot of anger around that scene when he passed. But he's let that go, and we get on with life now, and we get on and make the best of things. And that's what he's trying to say, make the best of things, because I'm okay. He wants to say, I'm okay, make the best of things, okay. And he goes like that, because he would have always done this to people, both fingers going like that, double thumbs up. And he might have been a phrase he used, double thumbs up. That's like, something like that. Okay, so do take his love, know he's there, and he's saying he's absolutely sure that this one has reached the mark because you know him so well. And there's 2 or 3 of you that have seen this. Okay, take his love. So I hope that helped, because it's lovely doing this and giving messages to people out there, and I know some of you get very excited by the messages that you get, so thank you for your feedback. And if you do enjoy watching all this, why not come and get a reading at my website, because I've got a team of readers, you know, that are on there 24/7, and there's lots of special deals there at the moment. For example, in the UK, if you're a new customer, you can use our welcome offer and get 29p a minute for the first 10 minutes, so you can try a reading for very little. Same with the USA, we've got 59 cents per minute for the first 10 minutes on the welcome offer. So thanks for watching my channel. And do come back and follow us. Click that little bell thingy at the bottom of the page there. We do loads of things here, as well as all these readings. We've got my family involved. We've got all sorts of investigations. We've got my mystic talks, so we're inspired. We got lots of readings. You'll see our stuff with the media and all sorts of things. So keep watching, and keep watching now, because coming up will be the playlist of more videos like this one today. So there could be another message there for you today.